There's a self-balancing mechanism at McDonald's.
Yeah, when you're on it fully.
Yeah. When you're on that treadmill, it just slides right through. I mean, it's all greasy,
So
virtually frictionless. Yeah, it's best to eat it on the toilet. Hey, welcome to episode 141 of Front Seat Gamer. I'm Nick. I'm here with Saveun.
Yo.
And Blake.
Hey.
I'm back, guys. Again.
You are back.
You're back again.
Wasn't here last week. I'm here this week. Who knows for next time?
It's the
Let's roll the dice. Find
mystery
out.
box.
Yeah. If you just flip a coin and email front seat questions to whether you got head or tails, and you'll determine whether or not I come in. How you going?
Good. How's life going, Nick?
Oh, you know.
Yeah.
It's good. I miss sleep. I love my baby. Miss video games.
Yep.
But I love my
I
baby.
remember when I came to visit you a couple of weeks back, you looked incredibly happy, but also insanely tired.
Yeah. That's the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's all parenthood now, I think. At least for now.
Yeah.
At some point, she'll sort of get a more regular sleep schedule, and maybe I will. And also, she'll start like having moods.
Oh.
And doing things, and that's
Yep.
going to really change the dynamic. But right now, she's just cute. All right. You guys been playing stuff?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah?
Yeah,
What have you been
man.
playing?
I guess the game that I've been playing is Lego Builder's Journey.
Oh.
Have you seen this game?
No.
It's good.
I think I have. Like I linked that to Rory because he's a big Lego guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are a few of us.
Just for clarification, he's not made of Lego.
No, he's a big Lego guy.
Yeah. He's not a big Lego guy.
He's a big mini. He's a big
So
mini
a normal?
yeah.
He's a
normal.
That game, you would have seen how it looks, right?
Yeah, it looks insane. It looks so beautiful.
Yeah, it's using like all the ray tracing.
Oh.
The bricks, like they've got imperfections on them, so there are
nice.
little scratches and stuff.
Nice.
The lighting's like gorgeous. It's really cool. It's obviously designed for kids.
Yeah.
So it's all puzzles.
Okay.
And yeah, like it will just load up small worlds and little tasks for you to go through. I'm playing that.
Yeah.
It's cool. The other thing, I'm not sure if we even want to talk about this, but I was going down a rabbit hole of Twine stories. Have you heard of Twine before?
You use it to tie new bundles of
The
newspaper
application.
together. Okay, no.
The application Twine. It's used to like construct non-linear stories,
Okay.
right? So it's just very text heavy. You can export HTML files.
I have heard
Share
of
those
like
around.
Twine Games. Like
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a person in the space called Zoe Quinn,
Yep.
and she made and is famous for
Is it the Depression story?
Depression Quest.
Depression Quest.
Oh.
Yeah.
yeah.
So
And
I
she's
was
also unfortunately famous for Gamergate.
oh that too. Yeah. So I was looking at like Twine stories.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to see what a good example of a Twine story was.
Yeah.
And I saw that, and I was like, I'm gonna check this out.
Yeah.
A lot of people worked on it. So yeah, that was the other game I played.
What was it called?
Depression Quest.
Oh, it was Depression Quest. Okay.
Yeah. So that was interesting.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, it's very text heavy. Graphics are garbage.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it was cool.
How do they work? Are you like picking?
Yeah, it's very much like that. It's-
Okay.
Large walls of text,
Yeah.
and then several options for you to choose from.
Oh, okay.
And as you progress, like certain options are like striked out,
Right.
like that they don't appear to be like paths that you can then choose because of what
Previous
led you there.
decisions.
Yeah,
Mm.
exactly.
That's cool. Wow.
Yeah, it's a good like couple hours.
Yeah.
If you're into that kind of stuff, I think it's like really old, but
Yeah.
you know
yeah.
they put through like a lot of warnings about like being suicidal and stuff like this.
Mm.
All interesting. There's that whole topic if you want to explore it.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, it was cool. It was cool to see what that was, and how they kind of lay out the story and how you go through it.
Yeah.
yeah, so that was cool to see.
So are you building your own?
Kinda. It's yeah. This is all research into the thing that I want to do.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Exciting.
Yeah.
Will we hear more about that soon?
I don't know about soon.
Will we hear more about that years from now?
Hopefully. Yeah, I hope so.
Cool.
Are there other, like, Depression Quest is the big one, right? Are there
There's
other...
a whole bunch, dude. Yeah, there's like a website dedicated to Twine
Yeah.
stories.
And they're still getting made, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really awesome. It's accessible too. Like if anyone's interested in constructing this kind of stuff, you can even like design them with inventories and stuff like this and
Oh, wow.
random
Yeah.
random loot.
Wow, that's so
generation.
cool.
Yeah, so you can really do like dungeon crawlers
Hmm.
through text adventures.
Yeah. Nice. I'm when I was briefly trying to learn JavaScript, I made a very short text adventure. It
Very
was
cool.
not good.
Okay. How short?
And
It was a
I
hello
think there was
world.
like three choices.
Okay.
Like three steps basically.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It was very short. But it was I can see that like it would be very difficult to put together something that has inventories and memory and all this sort of stuff that like would make it actually worth playing. And so it's cool that there are good tools for that.
Yeah. So Twine is what I'd recommend.
Yeah.
And there's a shitload of documentation too,
Nice.
which is really cool.
Yeah, because it was... I do remember, like, quite a few years ago, like, people were talking about Twine Games all over the place.
Right.
Yeah. But, like, recently, I've kind of not heard anything about them for
Okay.
a long time.
Well, what I like most about it is that you can share them easily.
Mm.
Easily. So you just put them together. There's no save button because it's all on the fly. It just saves as
Oh,
you
really? Wow.
as you create it,
Cool.
and then you can just browse to it and just
Yeah.
open it up in a browser.
That's so cool.
How are the LODs?
Loads.
How many rays do they trace?
0 rays.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm.
It can
I
run
don't know.
on phones, man. Switch capable.
Right,
Switch
okay.
capable. There you go. That's a bonus right there for you. You probably get it now.
Wow, yeah.
You'll be like, oh, another game that I can play on Switch.
Only $100.
Yeah.
Cool. Is that the main thing you've been playing? Just sort of like
Yeah, pretty.
playing
There's a
around
lot
with
of
tools and stuff?
yeah. There's a lot of game development stuff happening on the side.
Yeah, that's cool.
Unreal stuff, but that's what I've been up to.
I've got a couple things to talk about.
Yo.
But first, Blake, have you been playing anything?
I have. It's funny that you mention like text adventures
Mm.
because when I was a kid, I played these game books called Fabled Lands,
Mm.
and I think it's like a series of like 7 or 8 books, and it attempts to be a open world game book.
Yeah.
Because I used to play a lot of those like fighting fantasy ones that were like they were always dungeon crawlers basically. You're always going to a dungeon, going through a forest, like something
It's linear.
like that. It's very linear. This was like the different books like covered different regions of the world, and you'd like I only had one book, and I would get to a point from time to time. I'd be like, it'll say like turn to page such and such of this other book. So you would have to like
Right.
open up the next book because that
That's
covers the
interesting.
next area.
Yeah.
I really loved it when I was a kid, but I only ever had this like one book. Like
That-
it was hard to find.
Limits your options, really.
Yeah.
You just read it
Welcome
from
to this
front to
big
back.
world. You explore one small town.
Yeah, you can explore one small part of it. But there is a video game of it being worked on, and it's in early access.
Yeah.
And they very much like when I was a kid. They've only done one small part of it.
And it happens to be the one part you already own.
No, it wasn't. It's completely different. So
And
I'm like, hey,
you
this is
immediately
new.
bought it, and only that.
So yeah, they've like they're turning it into a video game, but it reads basically like a Twine thing where it's like you have the text,
Very cool.
blah blah blah, and it's got like your options and stuff, and it because it was a game book, it was all based on like dice rolls and certain things like that. So it would have like a button where it's like here's a like charisma challenge, and there's a button to click the dice, and it goes. Ding,
Very
ding,
cool.
ding, ding.
Let me ask you:
Yeah,
have you ever played a multi-user dungeon?
multi-user.
Yeah,
Oh,
an
mud.
MUD. Yeah.
No,
Really, you've never played one?
no.
You would love it.
I
Don't you
remember
think you would
hearing
love-
about these, but aren't they
Saveun,
like
have you ever
super
played
old?
one?
Throw out some names.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez, I can't even think of any. There's
Okay.
so many of them, but there's some very very old ones that are still running.
Yeah.
But functionally, what they are text based MMOs. So you enter a world,
Yeah.
Is
and
Caves of Cud a mud?
I'm not sure. I haven't heard of that one.
Okay.
But it's possible. What is? Describe it to me.
It's all like like it's
Oh, lots of
ASCII art.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, probably yeah. Almost certainly then.
Yeah.
Is it multiplayer?
I'm not sure.
Okay. So the idea behind these things is like, graphics are hard, text is easy.
Mm.
So they basically make an MMO, but it's also a choose your own adventure. So
Oh wow.
you're in a location, and it'll
Yeah.
be like you're in a forest. There are exits to the north, south, east, and west, and you go north, and it'll be like you're in a clearing. There's a pond. Something catches your eye in the water. There's exits to the south, and you go, okay, search pond, and it'll be like you found a crystal. It eats your face, whatever.
Is that a thing where you have to type in search?
Yeah.
Pond? So it's one of these like you have to try to figure out what
Yeah,
like
but
things
now,
that like
what search
accepts.
terms it accepts? Yes. Now, keep in mind that some of these games have been running for like 25 years,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
longer even. And so they have expanded the acceptable terms quite a lot, and so they're
okay.
fairly easy to navigate.
That's
but
good.
it's basically just choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
In that it's you're reading, you're given a list of options and actions you can
Right.
perform,
Yeah,
and you just go on your way.
yeah.
Give it a
that's cool.
shot, Blake.
I actually did not know what a mud was, other than it was like something from the olden days.
I mean, a lot of them still exist.
Wow.
And are still popular.
I might try 'em, yeah.
I used to play them before we had like a good computer.
Oh yeah.
Like I would just. The thing is, it is so much reading.
Yeah, I know.
And at some point you kind of hit you often will start in a small area where it's just like there's lots of little exits, and then at some point you might make it out of that small area, and it'll be like a big ASCII art.
Yeah,
world.
yeah.
And it'll be like, mountains are represented by capital M's, and hashes represent the plains, and you're sort of moving around, and finding random encounters and that sort of thing. And at that point, I often got bored.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because it's the difficulty curve starts to go a bit crazy.
Okay. Yeah.
But I kind of feel like it might be right up your alley if you're both suddenly on the choose your own adventure.
I've always
What's happened to you guys?
I've got these choose your own adventure books
Yeah,
like
okay,
right
fair point,
here.
fair
Like
point,
I've
fair
always
point.
it was like because I when I was much younger, like growing up, we didn't have like a computer or a video game console.
Yeah.
But like I had these books, and that was like how I got my
Into games.
Wait,
yeah.
what was the other one? The one with the really cool art?
What was that?
The book. It was like a fantasy book, and it had like great art. It was a choose your own adventure as well.
Oh man,
I think you've mentioned it.
It wasn't Fighting Fantasy or whatever.
Might have been.
yeah, Fighting Fantasy was like the main one.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
a
because I had
giant
one of
series.
those as well. Like
It
growing up.
had usually pretty cool cover art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had one of those.
Mm.
So I've always like dabbled.
Yeah.
But man, if a game is hard to get into, meaning I have to type things in and
Yeah.
they don't register,
Yeah.
then it's very easy for me to like
Yeah.
uninstall
yeah.
that.
There's also
Yeah,
a
I
thing
agree.
of there's also a thing of like graphics. Like you say ASCII art, and I'm just like, ugh.
Mm.
You don't want graphics.
I would prefer some graphics.
Yeah.
Some graphics, but not ASCII graphics.
Right. I
Just
see.
not ASCII.
Right. Okay. Well, that may limit the appeal of these then. It is only text, right?
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
if they want to make something visual,
Yeah.
it has to be ASCII.
Yeah. Okay.
There actually, you know what? I think there are games out there that do a mix of like
Right.
it's text and they have images.
Yeah. Because like this Fabled Land game I'm playing, it's like it is 95% text.
Okay.
And the only stuff they've sort of like the only like conveniences they've added for a video game is that you have a big map and you have a character on that map and you can click on locations to travel
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And then combat is more video game turn based.
I mean, it kind of already is in those books, right? It's
yeah,
just
I
dice
mean
rolls
it's
and
yeah,
stuff,
but
so.
they've got like an
a UI.
a UI and they've got a like arena with like a gridded arena that you're moving
Oh,
your guy
okay.
around. So
That's
it's a
cool.
little more interactive than
Nice.
just like rolling dice
Yeah.
over and over. Yeah. So that's cool. And you can like kite, enemies around
yeah.
kind of thing. So there's some tactics.
That's cool.
involved. Yeah. But yeah, it's like 95% just reading.
Yep.
Yeah. And it's
Nerd.
great. It's great. It's so cool. And like I was so bummed out that like they've only done maybe like an eighth of this world.
Well, it just leaves you stuff to look forward to.
Yeah, yeah,
How long do you think it'll take for them? Now, okay, hang on. Question:
yeah,
Are they just converting the existing books into?
yeah,
So they've already got all the text.
yeah, yeah. They've got all the text.
They just have to put the logic together.
Yeah, yeah.
So it shouldn't take like a
Well,
crazy amount of time.
Yeah, it is a like 2-person team, so
Oh, okay.
I don't. Yeah,
Well, it's better than a 1-person team, I guess.
yeah.
It's twice as fast.
I think they were a Kickstarter
just
as
math.
well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a couple things I want to talk about. Unless, Unless there's more on the topic of.
Nope.
Nope. Okay.
I don't
No?
think so.
You haven't been playing anything?
Well, I've been playing that, and I mean Death Stranding.
All right, Nick, what do you...
Yeah, we're not talking
I
about
met
that.
Conan O'Brien.
Uh-huh.
Oh wait, I mentioned that last time.
Yeah.
That's the last crazy thing that's happened.
Have you
Yeah.
started twitching?
No,
No,
I haven't.
Well, I have just out of anger.
Oh, yeah, just now?
Yeah, just my
Okay.
eyebrow. Like that game's dumb.
That game is great. I've delivered. There's like pizza delivery missions.
Oh
There
boy. Oh,
there was
I've
a-
changed my mind.
there was a
I can-
mission
you're,
where-
you're saying I can do a minimum wage job for free?
You get paid in likes,
Oh, well, that
Thumbs
changes
up.
everything.
and like you meet other porters
God.
out in the world, and you like them. You click on them to like them, and then they'll give you a thumbs up and like you back.
Goddamn.
And there was the pizza delivery one. It's like it's a post-apocalyptic world. It like there's dangers everywhere, and there's a guy in a bunker being like, "Hey, can you bring me a gourmet pizza?" And it just seems so out of place. But I've done the pizza delivery 3 times now. The last time I had 2 pizzas to deliver. They have to remain flat, so I can't like pack them to the sides. They have to be flat. But he also wanted a bottle of champagne, which I had to carry by hand, which meant I couldn't use any vehicles. So I had to run across the entire map. It took me like 10 minutes.
You couldn't put the bottle of champagne in a vehicle?
No, it wouldn't let me.
No cup holders.
Yeah, it wouldn't let me.
Th-
I had to by hand. It was
No, I
had to
understand.
carry it by hand.
I understand how a hand works, but I guess I guess the game doesn't understand how a vehicle works.
Yeah, yeah,
Because you can put things down.
yeah. I
You
can
can
put
tie
it.
things to things. Like there's. Oh,
It would not let me. Like I could put
Yeah,
the pizzas on.
a totally arbitrary rule.
I could put the pizzas in the truck.
Yeah.
But the champagne was like, no, you have to.
It's a game
hold this.
that seems to pride itself on its weird like carrying physics that
Yeah.
are super hyper realistic, and then at times it's just like, but no rope, no cup holder, no
Yeah.
container in this car.
Yeah,
Can't do anything about that. Good luck.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Did scooters vanish? Vespas? Are there no Vespas in this world?
I mean, there's motorbikes.
So I mean, people
There's
deliver
motorbikes and
pizzas on
trucks.
motorbikes.
There's motorbikes and trucks. I've been loading up a truck and just doing.
So why do you have to carry the champagne by hand?
Because I don't know.
Right.
That's what the
okay.
guy wanted. That's what the
Oh,
delivery guy
the
wanted.
delivery guy was like,
Oh, that's what the bunker guy
the
wanted.
customer said,
Yeah.
I want a bottle of champagne with my pizza, which is also all right. Let's just
It was
we'll,
his- it
we'll
was-
brush right past how weird that is.
It was his wedding anniversary.
Oh boy, this game just gets sadder and
He
sadder.
wanted 2 pizzas.
Yeah, no,
and
I
a bottle
got
of
it.
champagne for his wedding anniversary. What's wrong with that? Sounds like a nice.
I
time.
guess. I guess the thing that's wrong with that is the fact that you have to deliver it.
Yeah. Well, the fact that I had to deliver it across the entire map, like I had to.
Well, there wasn't a pizza place closer.
No, it wasn't.
There's just
I had
one
to-
post-apocalyptic pizza place in this world.
Yeah, I guess so. It's real weird. And
Oh,
so I just
boy.
like ran across the road. Like I just ran along the road for like 10 minutes.
And that was fun.
Yeah, it was all right.
Jeez.
That was you spent 10 minutes of your actual life.
Yeah.
Blake.
Yeah.
Of your
yeah.
real of your limited breaths on this world. Spent 10 minutes. Have you played World of Warcraft recently?
A little bit actually. A couple months ago, yeah.
And how was that?
It's fine. I got bored of it.
Oh, okay.
Too
so
much running.
You got. That's okay. Yep.
You're just running from quest to quest.
Yeah, there's too much stuff to do.
Yeah.
I hate how they give you objectives that are, they're goal
More
oriented.
obscure.
I hate how there's things to do along the way.
Yeah.
I hate that there's detail in the world.
Yep.
Boy,
In World of Warcraft?
yeah,
And what kind of details?
you'll find like lore pieces and like ancient ruins.
Mhm.
They put stuff in the world to catch your eye and interest you and make it.
I'm sure Death Stranding
Oh
has...
yeah, it's got heaps of stuff like that.
Oh, plenty of detail.
Plenty of detail. Heaps of detail.
Lots of rocks.
Yeah. I did
Detailed rocks.
yeah, lots of rocks. They have sometimes you come across like ruins of like modern day like skyscrapers, but they're all like crumbled and stuff and
Can you go inside of them?
no, because they're just like
They crumbled.
they're crumbled. They're just like a
Can you walk
shell
around on
of
them?
a what's that?
Can you walk around on them?
Like no. They're just like
So what is the point of this game? Here's an awesome old ancient ruin of a skyscraper. Don't go in
I
it.
mean you can't go
Nothing there. Don't
There's-
bother.
it's not
Look at these rocks instead. Walk along
yeah,
the
it is
boring
like,
road.
Look at these rocks. It is like look at these rocks.
Walk on this boring road. Don't stray from it.
Look how big this foundation is.
Oh my god. All right. Like I think I might actually hate this game. I don't have to play it. I just know how bad I hate
It's
it
great.
already.
It's great.
You say that, but everything you've told me makes me want to makes me wish it didn't exist.
There was this might be a bit of a spoiler, but there was a point in
Oh,
this
but
game.
don't tell me because who knows? I might play it.
There was a point that I just recently got to
Oh my god!
where one of the main characters dies, but
And is it the main character?
No.
And is that the end
No.
of the game? And that's like, you're free now.
one of the
free.
one of the main characters dies,
Uh-huh.
but she is straight away replaced by her twin sister, who's exactly the same. She just wears different
This
clothes.
is just Hideo Kojima messing with you as a player. This is him going, wouldn't it be funny if I did this? Psych. Haha. Go walk for 10 minutes, dummy.
Yep.
Yeah, here's a big important plot point. Rug pull.
Yep.
Nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed. It's pretty much the same.
Go deliver this pizza.
Same
and
voice
champagne
actor,
by
same
hand, no
model.
vehicles. By the
Yep.
way, it's as far as it can be. Check
Yeah.
out this ruin. Don't go in it. It's oh my god, Blake. No, I don't want to hear about this game anymore. It makes me genuinely upset that it. Oh my god, I don't know why, but it something about it raises my hackles.
I gained access to the ability to make a new bike, and Norman Reedus is
And
in
could you put your champagne in it?
No, I couldn't.
Okay.
Norman Reedus is in a TV show that centers around like bikes, like Harleys or whatever.
In
and
real life?
it's called in
Okay,
real life.
okay.
Yeah, in real life. And it's like supposed to be like an Easter egg to that show.
Okay.
It's a bike based on the bike he has in that TV show.
Oh boy.
And then when
Hideo Kojima at it again.
when you ride it, your character says things to himself like, "This is pretty great. This bike should be in the TV show Ride with Norman Reedus." Or like you'll go over some jump and you'll be like, "Well, this kind of thing should be in the TV show Ride with Norman Reedus."
We get it. I don't like it.
Do you see like ads just in the world?
It's Monster Energy drink everywhere.
Yeah, there's
No, I
one
know
ready to
that
drink.
much.
There's an ad for Ride, that TV show.
Yeah, sure.
When he's on the toilet, it pops up.
All right.
This
Yeah.
sounds like Norman Reedus wouldn't do the game unless this was.
Yeah. This is how he got paid.
Too many man hours went into the production of what
Yeah.
is essentially an Ashton Kutcher style prank.
Yeah, a director's cut is coming.
What could possibly have not made the cut?
I know, right?
What could possibly what on earth was like, oh, this might be too boring.
I know, right? Because a director's cut is normally
This might be too weird.
Normally, the director was like forced to make cuts that they otherwise wouldn't have. But Kojima was in full control of this thing. So, like,
God.
what is a director's cut of his? Is it basically just the Snyder cut that
Maybe
he's
it's-
just like adds more?
Maybe it's actually a good game.
He cut the good game.
yeah.
The original one.
Yeah. Oh, it turns out like there was like the world was full of stuff to do.
Yep.
There was like good combat
Yeah.
and like story that didn't just involve a bunch of stupid gags, cameos.
Such a good game.
Conan O'Brien was given a gun.
Conan O'Brien like blew my mind because out of nowhere
Does he say something witty?
he has a whole monologue
Okay.
of jokes,
A late
that
night
are
monologue.
bad jokes.
Oof.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna talk about something better.
All right.
Card games.
Oh yeah.
Legends of Runeterra. I've been playing. I still play that. Do you guys know what that is? You're looking at me very blank.
Is that the League of Legends?
That's exactly
Yeah.
right. Yes.
Did you hear? Quick side thing that they're making an MMO.
Yeah, I did.
Ooh.
Wait, Riot's making an MMO?
Yeah.
Now,
Ooh.
Based
I-
on League.
I don't like Riot as a company very
Whoa.
much. I don't think that they are ethically very good. Everything I ever hear from their internal operation
Ugh, making you
is-
sick just thinking about
yeah. Ugh.
it.
Everything I hear about their internal operations it makes me feel uneasy
Mhm.
about like their corporate culture.
Mm.
And I've known people from Riot. I've known people who have gone to Riot, and they're all good people. But broadly, as a company, there are just things that make me feel not good about Riot as a company. That said, they make really good games. League of Legends was really well made. Legends of Runeterra is really solid as a card game. Team Fight Tactics is like a really fun auto battler. And so I'm actually kind of excited about the MMO, but I want to talk about Legends of Runeterra just real quick because I think it is sort of I think it's probably the best card game I've played recently.
Wow.
It takes a lot of what Hearthstone does well and improves on it and gets rid of a lot of the things that Hearthstone doesn't do well.
Yeah.
Or that are problematic or frustrating about Hearthstone. Hearthstone's full of random elements, and this has some random elements, but not very many. And it gives away cards for free at a rate that means that you can quite quickly put together competitive decks. I can nearly like have a full collection of cards, and I don't play that much.
Wow.
And so it's a really solid game, and they put out mini updates quite regularly. Like once every month or so, they'll basically add a new set of cards, which is really cool for the meta. And they also have I think I've talked about it in the past. Sort of their design methodology, where they've got these champion cards that sort of signal what a deck archetype is going to be. So, for example, they recently released a character called Azir, which is like sort of an ancient Egyptian pharaoh type character. And his whole thing is when he's out and you attack with creatures, little sand soldiers spawn. And they'll only last until the end of the round.
Right.
And then they'll die. And he gets stronger based on how many creatures you spawn. So the whole idea is spawn as many creatures as quickly as possible to make him stronger. And then it's just like spam lots of little. Well, if you played Magic the Gathering, it's sort of a white weenies deck.
A what?
White weenies. White weenies. The concept behind white weenies in Magic the Gathering is lots of cheap creatures that are shitty by themselves.
Yeah.
And then effects that boost them up.
It's a Murloc deck.
Yeah, sort of. It's like a Murloc deck. I think that's a really cool way to design new cards, but I do want to talk about one of the problems of this design methodology, which is that there's a few things. One of them is when you're designing around an archetype this strongly, the power of the archetype is so contingent on the game designer's balance, like that, and that it's very easy for that thing to be too strong or too weak, and very difficult to fix it without making changes to cards, which we saw very recently with this Azir style deck and another card that they released shortly afterwards.
Right. Have they been patching?
They do.
Balance?
They do less frequently now than they used to, and it's kind of causing an uproar in the community.
Oh yeah,
because it was like they released these sets of cards, and people were like, these are problematic, and the designers were like, nah, it's fine. And then like 2 weeks later, they're like, psych, we were wrong. It's a bit problematic. Here are some very, very small changes.
Oh wow.
And I don't know that it's necessarily solved the problems. It's like alleviated some of the problems, but it's not like it hasn't fixed everything. But the other thing is, when these mechanics are introduced, because they're sort of designed around these champions, some of the mechanics are so closely hinged on each other that it leaves very little room to be creative with the deck. In a game like Magic the Gathering, you are given a bunch of tools, and sometimes the mechanic is very tightly packed, and it's like, okay, you just need to get every kind of card with this keyword and put it in the deck, and it'll do well. And that's kind of a problem. But Magic the Gathering also has enough sort of loose, weird things going on, like creature types and subtypes, and like colors and strength and weakness, like all power and toughness and all. There's enough random little elements that mean that you can maybe get away with moving stuff around. This doesn't quite have as many of those things at this point.
Does it feel like there's just set builds?
Yeah, but not just that, but like the sets, it means that there's not enough, in my opinion, crossover with these sets.
Right.
Where it's in particular, they just announced a new mechanic called Lurk, where when you attack with a creature that has Lurk, if there's another creature that has Lurk on the top of your deck, all creatures with Lurk get a bonus.
Okay.
So obviously the thing you want to do is fill your deck with Lurk cards. But that's kind of it.
Right.
And there's another mechanic called Predict, which allows you to look at the top 3 cards of your deck and move one of them to the top. Which means you can manipulate Lurk a little bit. But that's the Predict cards are in the same quote unquote like nation or region of sort of color of mana, if you're a Magic the Gathering fan, as Lurk. So you're basically kind of encouraged to make a mono deck. And you might splash a different color. It leaves little room for creativity. And that to me lowers the interest level. One thing I do want to say they do kind of well is they still also put in a few weird cards, which open up possibilities for future deck archetypes without giving you all the tools immediately. In particular, there's like a Yeti format kind of thing, or it's like there's a Yeti creature type, and there's a few cards that interact with Yetis, but not really enough to make a viable deck. But because they add 1 or 2 almost every set, it's kind of like, maybe a year from now, it'll be like, this will be a cool, fun, strong deck. Or it might not. The power level of that game has changed a lot over the last year, which means that a lot of the fun decks are not viable, which is frustrating. So I don't know what the solution to that is. But I just think, other than that, it's like a really solid card game. Worth a shot.
But it just sounds like you have to pick from a preset build, basically, and just go for that.
Kind of. I mean, look, I think I'm being a little more harsh than necessarily it warrants. There is wiggle room. But often, because of the nature of their design, where it's like, the champion, Irelia, has her mechanic is Blade Dance. And so you put a bunch of Blade Dance cards in your deck. And then things that synergize well with small minions, i.e. Azir. Then you have a Blade Dance, like an Aurelia Azir deck, and then that's sort of like a very strong combination. And then there's a few other archetypes like that, and not a lot of wiggle room outside of that. Like there aren't, for example, very many decks that use Aurelia in any other way.
Okay.
So I am keen. I've been enjoying it. I'm keen to see how the Lurk thing plays. I suspect it's the kind of mechanic that is going to be. The term is parasitic. In that it uses only its own style of card and not really. Like once the set ends, unless they are introducing more parasitic cards, which they usually won't. Then more Lurk cards rather, which they usually won't. Then
that's all you've got.
This is your full toolkit. It won't change.
Yeah, that seems a little boring.
Yeah, so that's my concern. But the rest of that game is very well polished. There's like lots of different modes. They've got like a solo play mode that's really fun.
Hmm.
And I just want to say, Riot, don't like your culture, but I like your games.
Have you spent any money on the game?
No, which is good. I think like
Yeah.
it's a solid. It's a really fun game that you don't have to spend money on. You can buy lots of different cosmetic things.
Yeah.
You can, I think, kind of buy cards, but it's like in a weird Byzantine way. You have to
Yeah.
like buy tokens and then go to the card creation or like the card collection menu.
Yeah.
Specifically choose a card and buy that specific.
Oh,
card.
wow. So you're not getting
It's not
packs.
boosters.
Oh, wow.
You can buy complete decks,
Yeah.
but
But you don't buy a card pack, and then who knows what you've got.
right, exactly. There's no boosters.
Oh, that's kind of a bummer. I used to really like that in Hearthstone.
You still get boosters, but you
Yeah.
can't buy them.
Oh, but you don't buy them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The reward systems are often in these randomized card things.
Yeah.
But because it's all free,
Mm.
it's never like I just spent
Yeah.
$20 and
Oh,
got
yeah.
only cards I already own,
Yeah.
which is good. Like
Yeah.
I prefer that the thing you're playing with be given to you reasonably quickly so that you
Mm.
can actually enjoy the game, and then if you want to support the game, there are lots of different avenues to do that.
I guess that is cool if like, you can buy specific cards that you want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can also, when you start getting duplicates, you get a currency that you can use to buy those cards anyway.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So
yeah.
there's just so many ways to get the cards without paying for them.
Yeah.
That it seems like the center of the model is cosmetic stuff.
Yeah. What does the cosmetic stuff do? Card backs and
Card backs and boards.
Yep.
Like you can see your opponent's side of the board, and it can be different to yours.
yeah.
And like a little pet thing that hangs out on the side of the screen.
Cool. Yeah.
And icons
Hmm.
and emotes.
Hmm.
I think that's basically. I think you can also pay for their like drafting style format,
Oh yeah.
but you can only play the drafting style format in its entirety. Like you can only and get rewards 3 times a week,
Oh wow.
and you get 1 token for free every week,
Yeah.
and then it's a kind of a low cost to just use their in-game currency to get the other 2.
Hmm.
So I've never.
But you love the drafting.
I do. I play it all the time.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing I play the most, and
Right.
I've never paid for it, and I've
Huh.
been accumulating way more of the in-game currency
Cool.
than I will ever spend on
Yeah.
it. So
So the drafting kind of solves that problem, right? That you were talking about of like there just being certain decks because you're just picking from random cards. You don't know what you're gonna.
sort of. So their drafting format's quite interesting. They have buckets of cards. So
Okay.
like as in it'll be like here's 3 cards of a sort of unified mechanic,
Yeah.
and you choose, and they're giving you 3 sets of those 3 cards, 3 different kinds of
Okay.
of unified mechanic are on offer, and you choose one, and it's like here's another 3 different sets of
Hmm.
unified mechanic, and then those 2 sets form the basis of your deck, and then you're given like alternatingly choices of 3 random mechanics
Mhm.
that aren't necessarily aligned, and 3 that have some synergy, and
Okay.
so you're kind of forced to get some that aren't
Yeah.
very synergistic
Yeah.
or have less synergy, and then some that are going to be very useful.
Mm.
And even within those buckets, there's some randomness.
Yeah.
So there is some variety, and it's very much designed to not be like here's a streamlined deck at the end. Here's
Mm.
it's going to be here's enough synergy to get by, and here's some stuff that will allow you to have some surprising interactions,
Mm.
which is good. I think that's a really good system.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's actually a really fun game. Just why does everybody not like working at your company?
Yeah. I don't know if I've ever heard of anything from their company.
I've heard a lot of not good things.
Yeah.
I think there was a lot of like negative articles about it in the last few months.
Yeah, it's been for quite
There
a
have been, like,
while.
legal cases and stuff.
Oh
too.
yeah, lots of sexual harassment. Yeah, not good. Not good.
Wow. How many? Like they must have more than one. Someone's screaming outside. They must have like more than one actual studio though, right? They must be all over the place.
They do have other offices around the world, but
Yeah.
their headquarters is in LA.
Okay. Is that where the games are made?
I believe so.
So there's not like different studios all over the place making certain. Like how Sledgehammer just started up in Australia.
Did
Like
they?
a branch of
I wonder if
Sledgehammer's there.
if it was like the creative arts guys. There was a Sledgehammer's a RTS company, right?
I think so.
They did the Warhammer, a Total War. Is that them?
No. That's
They're Call of Duty guys.
yeah.
Sledgehammer's Call of Duty?
Yeah. Who are you
They're-
thinking of?
I don't know. Who am I thinking of?
I think is it Creative Assembly?
Creative Assembly. That's who I was
Yeah.
thinking of. Yeah.
Wow.
Very
Yeah.
similar names.
Well, yeah. Well, maybe I was thinking
Is it-
Sledgehammer, orcs.
Yeah, that's it. I think that was it. In your mind, you thought Sledgehammer, and you saw an orc holding a sledgehammer, and you're like, "Oh
yeah,
yeah, they
yeah,
do."
They do games about orcs.
Yep.
Anyway, the other game I want to talk about, Zelda Breath of the Wild 2.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, they just released trailer, their Nintendo Direct thing.
Mhm. We watched it before.
Nick
I've
made
made you
us-
guys watch it
Yep.
multiple times now.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for that game.
Mhm.
There's so many cool looking things. I think I talked about in the past. I thought it would be like kind of underground primarily, and instead they went in the other direction. It's all sky stuff.
Man.
Although-
you were
They
so wrong.
Huh?
You were so wrong.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
couldn't have been more wrong. However, I will say I still think there is going to be significant underground mechanic because there's these sky islands that lifted out of the ground. There's going to be things like craters left there.
Yeah.
I'm guessing there'll be tunnels and stuff. I'm hoping.
Mhm.
Underground
There's-
islands.
There's been speculation that it'll be like a 3-layer map, basically.
Oh, okay.
So like you've got your sky stuff, you've got your normal like land
Yeah.
stuff, and then you've got your underground stuff.
Wow.
The mechanics they've shown off, they've got like fire breathing, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
They've got this like time reversal mechanic, which is very exciting. And then they've got some sort of water themed thing, maybe.
An evaporation type thing.
Well, there was a shot of like a water droplet of a puddle turning into a water droplet and flying into the sky,
Yeah.
which could be its own thing, or it could be another time reversal mechanic. But then there was also this shot of Link getting fired through the ground upwards,
Yeah.
and then sort of popping at the top.
Yeah.
So there's just a lot of interesting stuff going on. Also, like flying,
Yep.
skydiving.
Yeah.
I don't know how you get up there, but I'm excited to find out.
You just gotta light a fire and then
It's
jump.
got a
and
really
let it-
huge.
I reckon you get
updraft.
evaporated, dude.
You reckon you get evaporated?
Yeah. You
You-
level up
you
your
rain out of the-
evaporation. Yeah.
I mean, if that's the mechanic, honestly, that's kind of cool.
hmm
If you turn into water and then get evaporated,
I think skydiving is just cool.
yeah. I am stoked for that game. I mentioned to Saveun and Blake earlier that like I think the time reversal mechanic is kind of mind-boggling from a technical standpoint. I'm sure it's actually much simpler than
Yeah, I want to see how they use it.
yeah. But it for the people who haven't seen the trailer, there is a boulder rolling down the hill, and then Link stops it and then sends it back along its original trajectory. If you haven't played Zelda before, so many things in that game have physics that if you can do that with any physical object, that means that they're tracking all of that data for it to be reversible, and I find that really cool. I'm excited. I want to see like what if something blows up? Can you reverse that explosion?
Yeah.
To know.
That is a good question.
Yeah. Thank you.
Wow.
Sometimes I have a good question.
Yeah.
Like here's another one. Like why?
Oh. I don't know. I will say that so I watched some E3 stuff.
Yeah.
And I noticed there was some game that was being shown, and it had the glider mechanic from Zelda.
Uh-huh.
And I'm also pretty sure that in that Horizon Zero Dawn trailer, or maybe not in the trailer, maybe in like a gameplay thing I saw.
Yeah.
There was
The glider.
a glider that looked like she just used it for like a split second to kind of
Yeah.
like slow her fall. And I was like, that's like it's Zelda. That glider has had such an impact on
Yeah.
the games industry.
Zelda games in general, I think,
Yeah.
often will create a trend. People will be
Mm.
like, "Oh, this is real fun."
Yeah.
They've been around forever.
Yeah. I am so excited for that game. Allegedly comes out next year. We'll see.
Mm.
The other game they actually
Allegedly.
showed off, which I'm excited about, is WarioWare.
Oh yeah. So me and Sav have not seen this at all, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Have you guys played any of the WarioWare games?
No,
Mm.
I haven't.
I
know
think I
of
might
them,
have a
though.
long time ago.
Okay.
If they existed a long time ago.
They did. The first ones I think were on either the like DS or the Wii.
Mm.
The concept is micro games, a series of back-to-back micro games that get faster and faster and faster and faster and faster until you fail.
Are they like Mario Party mini games?
Smaller.
Oh, really?
So
Wow.
yeah, when I say micro games, you got your mini games, Mario Party style, where you're
Yeah.
doing a thing for like a minute.
Yeah.
In WarioWare, you're doing things for 5 seconds.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so it'll be like the classic example would be like there's a finger at the bottom of the screen moving back and forth,
Mm.
and above it there's a guy's face with his nose, and you have to stop it so that when the finger goes into his nose,
Oh my god.
and it'll be like
Cool.
it'll be pick the nose,
Yeah.
and you have 5 seconds to stop it.
Okay.
And then as soon as it's done, it'll go on to the next game. So WarioWare is like one of my favorite like frantic, fun games.
Mhm.
It's just and it's got this weird sense of humor, and it's got a pace all its own and a style all its own. And they're releasing a new one. This has a couple really cool features. Number one, you have a bunch of different characters you can play as, and each different character has a different control scheme, but all of the games work for each character.
Oh.
So it's like if you're playing as Wario, I think you've got like a jetpack, but then there's like a guy who's like a platformer and a guy who throws ninja stars,
Mm.
and then like a person. I forget all the things, but they all have a different mechanic to solve these games. The other part of this is it's co-op capable,
Oh,
which
okay.
is so good because Carrie also, my wife,
Yeah.
loves WarioWare, and we love co-op.
Cool.
So this game I'm so excited for. You guys should check it out.
Yeah.
If you haven't already, you should check out.
When's that coming?
I think it's September,
Oh,
quite soon.
wow.
Whether or not we'll be able to play much of it with the baby, we'll see.
Get her a controller.
Yeah.
Get baby.
It's
a
only 2
controller.
players.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
no, she can just she'll have to sit on the sidelines
Hmm.
until she's old enough to play like a deathmatch game where I can just mercilessly destroy her over and
Mhm.
over again.
Yeah.
Smash Brothers is gonna be so much fun for me
Mm.
because she's just gonna get destroyed over and over and over again. She'll be like jumping off the cliff on her own, and I'll be like smashing her down. It's gonna be great.
Mm.
I'm gonna feel like a real champion.
Mm-hmm.
Did you take part in the Smash Bros tournament we had at work a couple years ago?
Yeah, the one with the prize. I think there was a prize.
I think there was a I
It was
think there
like
might have been.
an
I think it was a
amiibo.
trophy. Was it?
I think
Oh
it was
no,
an
it was a yeah. It was a actual like what are they called?
amiibo.
Yeah.
I did, and then I wasn't like really committed to winning, and so I was
That
like,
amiibo didn't like.
I kind of
Do it
wanted
for
it,
you?
but I know these guys like spent their money on it, and it was in particular it was
Oh,
Chris and Ash.
You
They're
let
like,
them win.
I didn't let them win, but like I decided to try the character that had just come out that week in
Yeah.
the tournament,
Oh,
and I did okay with it, but I think I got to like the semifinals or something like that, and lost. But it was
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
Ash and Chris were very passionate about Smash Brothers, and we're playing like every lunchtime
Yeah.
against each other.
So they went to Rocketworks a few years back.
Yep.
I talked to them like not that long ago, and they are still playing Smash
Yeah.
Bros every lunch break.
When I turn on my Switch, sometimes I'll see one or both of
They're
them
still
playing
going.
Smash Brothers.
They're still going.
They're still releasing characters. Did you hear about
Are
the most
they?
recent one?
No.
Kazuya from Tekken.
I did
Oh,
hear about
what?
this. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Is it? Is that a character from a fighting game appearing in a fighting game? Is that weird?
I think it's weird.
Is that
It's
weirder than
such a different.
Is that weirder than Minecraft Steve?
I think it's weird whenever those like realistic looking characters show up in that game. You know, like
Is
there's
that
those Final
weirder than
Fantasy
Snake?
guys. Yes.
Snake showed
that's
up.
So weird. It's like
What about Wii Fit person?
Yeah. Oh man, I love
Weirder
that
than
character.
that?
that's pretty weird.
Weird. Is it weirder than Game and Watch, Mr. Game and Watch,
Then what?
Mr. Game and Watch?
What is that?
It's the like little 2D sprite guy from the Game and Watch games.
What are the Game and Watch games?
Yeah, you lost me too.
What?
Is he the pixelated guy?
It looks like the LCD style. All right, well, we're gonna do some googling after
Alright,
this.
alright.
The roster on Super Smash Brothers is honestly, at this point, so cool.
Yeah.
I love it.
How often are they adding stuff?
I think they've only got one character. They were doing like once a quarter, I think.
Okay.
And I think they've announced there's only one character left that they're going to add. and
Whoa.
They're
And then
done.
that's it.
I believe that's what they've said.
On to the sequel.
Maybe.
But you have to rebuy
How do
all
you
those other
how do you go past Ultimate? Like that's their
Yeah.
subtitle. Super
Ultimate.
Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Ultimate 2.
Ooh.
You know, talking about companies, shitty companies,
Yeah.
with Riot,
Uh-huh.
man, you would have been seeing some of the Nintendo stuff, like cracking down on piracy, copyrights, I guess. They were like fighting tournaments using certain
Oh,
footage,
Yeah.
taking it down.
Yeah, no, Nintendo is terrible for community.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't like that. And also Nintendo is terrible for pricing.
Yeah,
But
that's it.
the problem is they make very good games. They make very, very good games.
Mm-hmm.
If they didn't make very good games, that company would not exist anymore. But they
Yeah.
make arguably the best games in the world. But look,
I'm not gonna
I
argue
know
today.
you love Rockstar. I know you love Rockstar. But
different.
between Mario and Zelda,
Yeah.
Metroid, Smash Brothers, obviously, there are so many classic games that are every iteration is still like this is the best game of the year or whatever. You know, it's they've got such a high hit rate, and they put out look, they're not still releasing GTA 5 10 years later.
Nintendo,
Yeah,
they'd want to. I think
They-
they
do.
want that on the
It's such a
Switch.
good game.
They,
Like,
they would like that.
Yeah.
That's a console seller right there.
Yep.
but I guess my point is they make other games
Mm-hmm.
besides they don't just make the one game and then sell it
Dude, Red Dead,
for
man.
three
Yeah.
for three console
Dead.
generations.
Red Dead's out.
Okay, yeah. How long between?
Yeah, it's sad that happened with Rockstar, but because of the quality that they're hitting in their games, holy shit, I'll give them a pass.
Yeah.
They are actual masterpieces when they come out.
Yeah, fair. I mean, and in all fairness, they are releasing Wii generation Zelda, I think next month or this month.
Okay.
Skyward Sword, which is another masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
So they are not immune to re-releasing games, but
Oh, Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I just don't like how they're, attacking guys who just want to share content, Nintendo content, and they're asking them to
yes,
take
no,
down. that
they
footage.
they don't have a great track record for embracing and supporting the community.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I've heard of like YouTube channels being copywritten, getting a copyright strike for like showing a trailer that Nintendo has put out themselves.
Yeah.
Like here's a public trailer that Nintendo has put out,
Mm.
and they'll be like talking about it, whatever, and it'll be playing, on the video, and they'll get like a copyright strike from Nintendo, and it's like this is your marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not great. I don't know about that, but I do know that I think Let's Plays style,
Yeah.
like showing off.
Yeah, I know that they don't
Gameplay.
like that at all.
Yeah. And using certain assets outside of official channels.
Mm.
frowned upon.
It's weird that because like the Let's Plays and stuff is just like free marketing.
There is a viewpoint that is there. Some portion of that audience would have bought the game, and now they don't need to because they've seen the game.
Sure,
They know the
Okay.
storyline. They know
Yeah.
how the gameplay progresses.
Yeah, I
Whether or not
guess.
that's true,
Yeah,
and how much of that audience is actually taken away, that's all debatable.
yeah,
But that's the argument, right? I don't know. I agree.
Yeah.
I think it's.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know how true that really is.
Like if you're gonna let a streamer play,
Mm.
is that really any different from a let's play? I don't think it's
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
Um, if you can go over to a friend's house and watch him play, you
Yeah.
know,
Also, yeah, the opposite of maybe it looks really cool to someone and they want to pick it up.
Mm.
You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
Exactly, yeah.
there are conflicting forces at play.
Yeah.
I usually use Let's Plays just as like, this game looks interesting. Do I actually want to buy it?
Mm.
Yeah.
And then I'll watch like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes of it and then be like, yeah, all right, I'll get this.
That sadly is how I look at games nowadays.
Yeah.
Like if it does have check my requirement box,
Yeah, yeah.
then I'll pick it up.
Yeah.
The Lego one, like that was a no brainer. As soon as I
Yeah.
saw that,
That's amazing.
Was
though.
it just because of the graphics?
graphics, yes, but also it was adorable. It
I'll
was
have to-
relaxing as well.
I'll have to look into it. The only Lego game I've ever really played was the Lego MMO, which shut down 2 months after it started.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, it was.
I remember hearing about that.
Yeah, it was.
That actual MMO, not that it shut down.
It was in development for years.
Yeah.
Did Lego make it? Lego the company?
They were involved. It wasn't.
They were publishing
It
it?
wasn't their development studio. It was some other development studio. But it was interesting. There was a lot of background, like they were doing development videos throughout its development cycle, and the company was getting tons of Lego to like try out and get an understanding of how Lego works. Blah blah blah. You know.
Who the hell?
Yeah, I mean, there's a level here of like, what is really how much do you need? But they had tons of Lego at this company,
Mhm.
and honestly, there was so much money being spent on things that weren't necessarily related to the game development.
Wow.
And the game itself came out, and the actual gameplay had very little to do with Lego, other than like it was in a Lego world.
Mm.
But then they had this part in this game where you kind of get like a hideout style thing, and as you're playing, you can find Lego pieces that have no function outside of the hideout, where you can just build Lego. And it was really cool because it was like a huge variety of Lego pieces that function as expected, and so you could really build interesting stuff. But you had to really grind to get enough Lego pieces to do much of anything, and they kind of were given out piecemeal and randomly. And there was no.
That was the loop. You'd go out, find these really scarce Lego pieces, come back and try to build.
No,
things.
the loop is like NPCs have quests, go fight monsters, collect things.
Yeah, and they'll reward you with Lego pieces.
Lego pieces or gear
Okay.
for like the actual MMO gameplay.
Oh, okay.
But I think there were like 3 or 4 areas in that game, and I think if you really were dedicated to like blowing through it, you could do all of the actual gameplay in like maybe 20 hours total.
Sweet.
If you were maybe even less than that, honestly.
Mm.
So and then there was just nothing else to do but grind for Lego pieces.
Yeah, they really missed the ball on that.
Yeah, no, it was bad.
Especially because like Minecraft exists.
Yeah.
And it's like that's so close to a Lego game.
Yep.
Anyway, like just make something like that, but Lego and
Yeah.
better.
Just get the nubs on it.
Yeah, just put some nubs on it, and then you're good.
Yeah, make them connect only from one direction.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was bad. There's not really any way around it. It was just like kind of what happened.
Was it called Lego Universe?
I think it was.
And I think the logo, the U, was like the hand of one of the mini guys.
Yeah, that rings a bell.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that shut down after a month though.
It was
That's
I think it
shocking.
was like 86 days. It was one of
That
the
is shocking.
I think it was one of the shortest lived
Wow.
games. It was up there with
Jeez.
APB.
Oh
example.
yeah, but that's still going, isn't it? APB.
Only because
Didn't
when
they-
it got shut down, and then another company bought it
yeah,
and relaunched it.
yeah.
I don't know if it's still going even now.
I remember that from like I'm sure it was like over 10 years ago. I remember seeing
Yeah.
that.
2008, right? Around there.
No, it would have launched in 2011 or 2012.
2011. Okay. I remember talking to a guy about it who was excited for it when I was studying in 2008.
Yeah, yeah.
It was in development for a really long time, and it was the original creator of GTA was behind it.
Mm.
One of the creative minds.
Well, like GTA 1 and 2.
Yeah, the
Wow.
original GTA.
Wow.
And you kind of see where that comes from when you're playing the game. This is sort of like the areas are too small to feel very open.
Mm.
but within those areas, it was like very freeform kind of GTA style gameplay of like, here's a randomized mission,
Yeah.
go do the thing. I actually thought that game had a lot of cool stuff going on, but it was all there wasn't enough of a framework around it, and there just wasn't enough content, and there
Yeah.
wasn't really enough of a reason to play outside of a few hours. If you know,
Wow.
the character creator was really impressive at the time.
Yeah, I remember.
Way too much money went into the character creator, and like some of the assets and their matchmaking was quite impressive. But then just I don't know, meh. Anyway, we're pretty much out of time. I might read one question. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Let's do it.
Oh boy, some of these are very long.
Let's do it, man. From the top.
From the top.
Oh, okay. This will go with this one from the bottom of the. You said from the top. I'm gonna start at the bottom. This is from Nick. Cool name. Nick and FSG crew. It's interesting that you guys are the crew, and I got a special call out.
Wait a minute.
Thanks, Nick.
Wait
I
a
like
minute.
that. No. They're. I think he was.
Did you send this in?
Yeah, I think you
So
definitely.
anyway,
Nick and those other randoms.
Yeah.
he emailed saying he likes to hear inside stories about how we operate. He said it gives him ideas on how to run his own business, and we asked him what he does. So he said his current field is in sporting goods. I own 2 small businesses and consult with a handful of others in related industries. I've also had 2 other startups fizzle out before they got going. So now maybe my interest in your process makes more sense. I'm always trying to see how other people do various things because, as I said last time, it can trigger a thought or idea. You also asked about Seven Gates podcasts. I don't listen to them, and you made me have to think why that's the case. I think it's the game type for me. It's hard to follow the card thing over audio. I'm going to go back to episode 1 and give it a fair shake, though, and see if I can follow along. I've never played D&D or any other style of tabletop RPG, so maybe my learning curve is steeper than others. Have a good one, fellas.
Yeah, I get it, because we have tried to avoid saying things like, I move here, and this guy moves there, and audio, you're just like, what even is that?
Yeah, in particular, the latest kind of iteration of D&D and Seven Gates, where there's sort of a dungeon map, and your character is physically on it, does not make for the best audio, because and combat is time consuming.
Yeah.
And is a lot of dice rolls or card flips.
Like the best D&D podcast I've listened to, they don't have a map at all.
Yeah.
It's all just imagination.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think that's best. I mean, a map is great for the players.
Yeah.
And terrible for the listeners.
Yeah.
Whereas, no map is great for the listeners and rough for the players.
Yeah.
But you get used to it.
Yeah. I think like we have really tried to be more descriptive.
Yeah.
When we do things, but you can get caught up in the combat, and yeah.
When you are absorbed in the game, it's easy to go mechanics for first and recording second. Hey, Saveun, have you ever listened to one?
The Seven Gates?
Yeah.
I think I listened once over the first Christmas break.
Yeah.
But I'm with this guy. I'm with this Nick character.
He knows what he's talking about.
But he called us the crew, so I'm not with Nick anymore.
I don't know. I think Nick's got it going.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I get it.
I can't follow along, and I used to do that too. Like I just listen to random podcasts and see if I can get nuggets of like cool tidbits.
Yeah,
trivia, I guess.
Yeah, I think for us as players, the key is to be more descriptive about what our character is doing rather than what we as the player are doing. We're often like, I'm going to move closer and use my fireball or whatever.
Yeah.
But what we should be doing is like, I'm gonna approach hesitantly.
Yeah.
And
I'll
wind up.
Towards.
My hands will covered in flame, and I swing, lobbing a hurling. Be more descriptive.
Yeah.
Embrace the story side of things.
Yeah.
But
there's definitely been times where we've just said, I cast this thing, and it does this damage.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Next person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's also an element of how many times can you
describe the same thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that's why if you listen, I'm just coming up with different weird ways to start my fire magic.
I mean, you've heard how I do my spells.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah. Please.
they're only going to get worse as I run out of ways to describe them. For Saveun, my character lays disgusting eggs. And,
every ability he has, he needs to lay. And this is something Nick has decided for himself that he has to lay.
I mean, I'm
some
a
kind of egg.
part bird person.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but keep in mind, I think I'm mostly human. So imagine mostly.
I don't know how that works.
Mostly human laying an egg.
Here's the thing I know about
I'm
birds.
also male.
Here's the thing I know about it. Birds. One hole.
Yeah.
One exit.
Yeah.
That's
So-
Nick's dream.
we
He wants to become a bird.
Yeah. Do I have one exit or two? Where are these eggs coming from? There's a layer of mystery here that I like to just let the listener.
I love everyone's reaction too when you cast
Everyone-
it, and we're like, "Oh no!"
It's not just when I'm casting; it's often when it's my turn. There's a collective groan of
Yeah.
please no.
You just say something like, "I squat down and start straining," and everyone goes, "Oh, no!"
God. But then my effects are so good that
Yeah, that's the problem. You're like the healer.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
We're out of time. If you want to ask us questions or tell me how best to describe laying an egg, email frontseatquestions@gmail.com or tweet at frontseatcast, facebook.com/frontseatcast if you can send us messages on there. frontseatgamer.wordpress.com is our WordPress site. We post all of our episodes there and you can leave comments. youtube.com/frontseatcast. Subscribe. Have we hit 1,000 yet?
No,
Probably not. No.
we're in the 900s still.
Try and push us up there.
Yep.
Make an account.
Hit that bell.
Make a new account even if you've got an account. Sign up.
Yep.
And then
Use a burner email and just sign up to.
just buy us some subscribers. I heard that's the thing that can happen. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Buying subscribers.
Yeah. We're on iTunes and Spotify and stuff. Rate us. Tell your friends. We'll be back in a couple weeks. Will I be there? Let's find out. Bye. Your text message sounded grumpy.
My what?
Your text message
Oh,
today.
what? Where are you? Oh,
Yeah,
what?
not just where are you. It was where you at, dude? That's a hungover Blake for sure.
Where you at, bro?
Where you at, dude?
What would my?
Why do you get this shit over with so I can go back to bed?
I'm gonna Uber Eats a bunch of McDonald's after.
Oh, what are you getting?
Just give me Big Macs. Fuck. I want a bunch of Big Macs.
Me and Rowan the other day went for 40 nuggets.
Whoa!
Oh yeah.
40 nuggets each, and
I've
I
tried
had
that once. It's
Each.
Oh no, hold on, 20 nuggets each,
Oh,
and
that's
then
still a lot.
and then 20 McBites,
Whoa.
okay.
and I had 2 filet burgers as well.
Oh my god.
Did you
dude.
make it all the way through all of that?
Yeah.
I tried.
I felt
40.
horrible after.
Oh yeah, I tried 40 nuggets one time.
Oh yeah, no, I've done
I
this.
think we got 40 nuggets each,
Mm.
cheeseburgers, fries, maybe even a shake.
Dude,
I think I got like 30 nuggets.
when I worked there, early 20s, after high school and shit,
Yeah.
I used to get free food.
Oh my god.
And one thing that you would do as a manager is like you would just tick it up on the till,
Yeah.
apply your discount,
Yeah.
and then just zero it like as a manager. And my meal, fucking 20 years ago,
Yeah.
almost 20 years ago, 15 years ago, was like $30 at half price, so a $60 meal.
Shit, man.
And add inflation, yeah.
Holy
Like,
shit.
Yeah, so I ticked it up.
How
large,
much?
man.
How much would that be now?
It's
Thousands.
it's like
by
3
today's-
very large burgers. I'm talking like triple quarter pounder kind of thing. A lot of fries, nuggets.
I think
yeah.
at that point it's a 3/4 pounder.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah, I went ham, man. But it was great.
Yeah.
I just eat Macca's like all the time,
Man.
and didn't gain any weight or anything.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, because of the diarrhea.
Yeah, that's what explosive diarrhea.
Yeah. That'll keep your weight down.
Oh my god.
I
Yeah.
used to eat double quarter pounders on the regular, but In my adult years,
Mm.
I've learned that
Tone it down.
for the most part, the more meat you add to a burger, the worse the burger gets.
I think you're wrong.
I say this having eaten many burgers from many places.
Mhm.
I consider myself nearly an expert.
All right. Okay.
Nearly. What would make you an expert?
Yeah. Because of the amount of. I
mean,
feel like I've eaten more burgers than you.
Really?
Yeah.
From a lot of places?
From a lot of places.
I've eaten.
I mean, Sav worked at
Maybe.
McDonald's.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Like he just said, he could eat it every single day. $60 worth of
Okay.
burgers.
But if someone works at McDonald's and eats a lot of food, does that make them a gourmet? I'm not saying
like
I'm a gourmet, but I'm saying like it's the breadth of experience,
Right. You're saying it's
Not
the quality, not the quantity.
Not just the quality, but like the
It's the quality and the
It's a bit of
quantity.
that.
it's the variety, right?
Yeah.
It's the
All right.
the capacity to compare and contrast.
Okay.
And with very few exceptions, in my experience, I've always regretted getting like a double over a single.
Oh wow.
Like Carrie will have a single, I'll have a double, and I'll bite hers, and the balance is better.
Mm.
You know,
You need to double the vegetables.
Yeah, you're talking condiments and stuff, right?
condiments, cheese, even just the bun,
Mm.
lettuce,
Yeah.
like pickle. One of the exceptions is shakas.
Oh yeah.
The
Yeah,
shakas
because
double.
they're so light on condiments.
Well, not just. I mean, but also because the meat is really well seasoned. It's got spices through it.
Mm.
They put extra condiments on, like they put the extra cheese on. It's all like.
Mm.
They still consider the balance.
Yeah, I think Shakas is an exception too.
But like Tiger Burger, for example, which I love their burgers. The single is better than the double.
Shit.
That's my feeling.
I went to Tiger Burger once with you and Carrie.
Yeah.
And
And you got fucking.
Kimchi
I think you got
burger?
a double, and then you decided to douse it in hot sauce.
well, the problem was
Not hard enough.
I said, "Can I have extra hot sauce?"
Yeah.
Meaning like extra hot.
Yeah.
I wanted it extra hot.
Yeah.
But they heard that as
extra hot
extra sauce.
Oh yeah.
So they just poured sauce all over this thing. And
Well, that's one of the
Oh,
options on the menu is like more of the tiger sauce or whatever it's called.
Really?
Yeah.
yeah, it's not a good
No.
option.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most good burger places will have struck the balance already, and so you just
We
you gotta
were
trust the
talking
burger.
about quarter pounders though.
Yeah.
And you're saying the double is worse than the single?
Now it's been a while since I had a quarter pounder. I can't remember. But I would deign to say probably yeah.
Because it really is just meat.
Yeah.
You know, in that burger. And I think when you buy it, you're buying it for meat.
Yeah.
So when you stack extra meat, I think you're actually getting more quarter pound.
I mean
You know,
that
it's-
More
you are
pounder.
that technically that's true. You are getting more quarter pounder,
Yeah.
but does that make it better?
I think so.
Okay.
I think-
in my experience,
I think you have to you can't have just meat though. Because have you had like the Baconator at Wendy's?
no.
That's like, I think it's a Baconator, and it is just meat and bacon.
Mm.
And you think that sounds
Don't they have
incredible.
barbecue sauce and stuff?
Yeah, they got sauce on it,
Yeah.
but it's like you think that's going to be incredible, but you're just like, this is
No good.
It's
no
kind of
good.
bland, right?
Yeah,
Dude, their patties are something else though.
yeah.
I feel like they're microwaved or something.
Wendy's?
There's something
Yeah?
to it. Yeah, it's not.
Is it because they're square?
Not.
Is that what it is?
They almost feel like they're steamed.
Wasn't their
I
whole
mean, that-
thing? Remember, like way back, their whole thing was like, we make it fresh.
Mm.
That was their whole thing because the other places did. Well, you
What,
worked at
and they- and
McDonald's,
they-
right? So you know they just
They
you just
slap
make
them
them
on
right,
the-
and then you make
Yeah.
a bunch of Big Macs because you know people are always going to order Big Macs.
Make what fresh? Like the buns aren't fresh, you know, at Wendy's or
Look,
any fast food
I don't know. This is their marketing. I just remember their marketing.
Oh my god, we watched a video the other day of a Korean burger place,
Mm.
a place in Korea
Mm.
that looked so fucking good.
Yeah.
The video starts off with them making the bun.
Yes, so I'd actually give more credit to that, like
Yeah.
an establishment like that.
Yeah, Ferg Burger does their own
yeah,
buns,
yeah.
and
They're, like
they're
right
fantastic.
next to the bakery.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But this place was not a bakery; it was just a burger place that also made.
Fucking
They made their own
nuts.
buns. They made their own
Incredible.
sauces.
Wow.
They made like all their own condiments.
Mm.
They made their own patties. They get the beef and chuck and they grind it up
Yep.
and they minced it, and then they take the mince and they grind it up again.
Wow.
Oh my god, it looked so good.
Yeah.
So good.
What was this? Somewhere in Korea.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
What do you?
There was a level of care in each step that was genuinely impressive.
Yeah.
It was just like
That's great.
these people.
$50 burgers.
Yeah.
It might have been.
They
looked
take half
so
an hour
good.
to get to you.
They looked so good. Oh my god! If you guys want to see it, I can send you the video. I can
Yeah.
track it down.
I'm keen, man. Yeah, share it on the chat.
It's there's a bunch of like Korean food videos that are like 20 minutes long of just people preparing food. A lot of them are garbage. Like, I mean, the video quality is fine, but the food itself is like,
Yeah.
it starts looking good, and they start making some weird left turns.
Oh, shit.
Oh no.
Like there's this one where they made like a sort of pancake thing, and they put these things on it, like some ground beef, and then like cheese, and like
It's like an omelet?
no, it's like a savory pancake kind of thing.
Mhm.
And it's like, oh, this is starting to look good, and they put like coleslaw on, and it's like, oh yeah, this is looking real good. And then they take the whole thing and they put it on a shitty piece of white bread toast with jam on it.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
no.
It's like, wait, what?
No. God damn it.
That's a real like turn. Like, oh, here we go. Oh, this looks great. What?
Yeah, it was like, oh, like a pancake sandwich sounds awesome.
Yeah.
It was like one of those thick kind of Korean style pancakes. You're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
ooh.
I really like them.
Yeah, right? And you're
Yeah.
like, that's a good idea for a bun.
Yep.
And then they're like, nah, shitty white bread with jam.
It's on white bread.
It's like,
Oh.
what are you doing?
Oh, jam.
Is that just a thing of like there's so much pancake competition that they like have to come up with something that's
There is
their
an element
thing.
of like food challenge. and
Yeah.
I feel there's a kind of that impression, but I don't know, man. It happens so frequently.
yeah. That's hilarious. It's so unnecessary.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Like there's one where they're making these sort of waffles,
Yeah.
and like they put in a bunch of Oreo cereal and some chocolate chips, and then they like roll it up and dry it out so it kind of hardens. And you're like, okay, this is looking okay. And then they're like, they put it in this thing and they fill it with whipped cream and like, okay, that's looking all right. And then like more cereal. Then they're like more chocolate chips, and then they're like big Oreos, and then like small Oreos, and then they're like chocolate sauce.
Fucking
And it's
hell.
like, okay, guys, at this point, it's you can't eat it.
Yeah.
It,
yeah.
it looks delicious.
Yeah.
You can't eat it.
Fuck.
Or they do like these sandwiches where it's like an egg sandwich,
Mm.
and they put it in the sort of cardboard thing to eat it. But they fry up some bacon. They do the egg, and then they lay the bacon just at the lip of the sandwich, and it's not that much bacon, so it looks like there's a bunch of bacon.
Oh, yeah.
But you can see it's only like that much at the front of the sandwich, and the rest is just white bread with egg.
That sucks. That's deceptive.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
This is what I'm saying. It's like, oh, you guys are doing a real good job. Oh no, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh no, stop! Yo, you ruined it.